Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the Bronte BT01 flashlight. This is a wonderful little flashlight. It takes a single AAA and is small enough that you can carry it easily for EDC, throw it as an extra in your bug out bag, or maybe keep it in your vehicle, your office desk drawer, you name it. It's small, portable, lightweight, and pretty powerful for the teeny tiny size this thing is. So we'll start off. This thing was sent to me a couple days ago, and I've been putting it through a whole slew of brightness testing. So this thing comes in a tin with the name, model number, 150 lumens, and inside there is a really nice high quality keychain. It's got a little spring-loaded gate on there, which is pretty cool, so you can take it on and off very easily. But really nice high polish to it, really good quality. Really surprised by it. A lot of the keychains come with really crummy rings, and it's got some extra O-rings, and God knows I need them. I'm really good at storing those, taking keys on and off, so that's what you get with it. Now the stated lumens are a 0.5 lumen Firefly mode. I think they said a 35 lumen mid mode, and then your high mode is 150 lumens. It uses a CREE XP-G2 LED, and I did some testing. What I did, it's called a ceiling bounce test. Pretty much what you do is you take the light and bounce it off like a white ceiling or a white wall or a piece of paper, and then measure the bounce light off a lux meter. Now what this does is gives you a better approximation of how much light is actually coming out of the flashlight, as opposed to just measuring the hot spot. Now you do this and then you calibrate the brightness to other flashlights that have no lumens, and you can get a rough estimate of lumens by doing this. And what I came up with was 0 for the low mode, which 0 and 0.5, pretty darn close. I came up with 40 for the middle mode compared to their 35, and I came up with like 127 for the high mode compared to their 150. So my numbers are pretty consistent with theirs. Given I'm seeing error in my measurements, it's probably 10-15%. We're probably pretty close. So let's go into operation. It uses a very simple way to turn on and off. When the head is fully tightened on, it will turn on. You loosen it just a little bit to turn it off. And to cycle through the modes, you just loosen and tighten the head and it will cycle through. You can see there's your little low mode. It's only half a lumen. Very low, very good runtime on it. Your 40 lumen mode and your 150 mode. Now this is using an alkaline battery, so it's not that full 150 lumens. You're only going to get that higher lumens if you're using a nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery. So I did want to point that out. So we'll actually put this on. We'll zoom in a little bit. Build quality appears to be really good. It's got really good anodizing, really good knurling on it. The threads are actually very smooth for an inexpensive flashlight. Very smooth threads on the head, and the pocket clip is actually really good. It's pretty stable. It doesn't move around, doesn't bend. It's actually really decent for the price. Once again, price on this, guys. How about 13 bucks? That is one of the best deals on the market. Now, you're going to say, I know you're saying this already, you're saying, holy cow, that thing looks just like the TI3. And it does. It really does. They are literally almost identical. But there are some very slight differences. Ooh, if I can get in the frame here. Let's do this. So as you can see, the BT01 on the top here is a little bit shorter than the TI3. But otherwise, very, very similar. They use the same LED, very similar output. The only difference is the threads are not as smooth, and the pocket clip on this is not as strong. You can see it just kind of moves pretty easy. So very, very close in construction. And just to give you, well, actually zoom out a little bit, show you some other flashlights for size comparison. So we'll show you. We already had that. So here is the Firefly PF03, which is a clicky Tank 007 PA01, and the Through Night TI5. So you can see this is literally the smallest. Now as far as price goes, we're going to arrange these by price. So you got, I think it's like 11 bucks for the tank, 13, talking 19 for the TI3, oh no, my bad, about 16 for the Storefire PFO3, and about 20 bucks each for these Through Nights. So as you can see, the only one cheaper is the tank. Now, okay, so why isn't the tank better? Well, the tank only gets about 90 lumens, and that's what they say. I actually measured it and only came up with 60 according to my system. So even though it is a buck or two cheaper, you're kind of getting cheated on the brightness with that one. Plus it's single mode, so just wanted to point that out. So there's your little size comparison. Now battery wise, put those away. Battery wise, you can use one of a couple different batteries. You can use your normal, buy them at the store alkalines. You can buy a Energizer lithium or another lithium branded battery. These are a lithium battery but not rechargeable. Or you can use a rechargeable nickel metal hydride. Now performance wise is going to be different for all three of these. Pull this out of the way. Alkaline. You're not going to get your full 150 lumens. You're probably going to come in at like 80 or 60. And it's going to dim very quickly within a matter of minutes. And it's going to go and basically just drop in brightness slowly over a period of, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. I didn't test it with alkalines because I don't use alkalines on flashlights like this. And so I'll never do it. So I might test it tomorrow and put it on my Budgetlightforum review. Your nickel metal hydrides are going to make it very bright. They're actually going to make it the brightest. That's where you're going to get your full brightness, you know, 130, 140 lumens. It's going to have a short runtime though. These do not have the capacity of an alkaline. In fact, these are like 1,000 milliamp hours. I got about 20-30 minutes doing a couple of tests, but the brightness was very bright. I actually got numbers that this was about 20% higher in brightness than the TI3, so it definitely cranks out some lumens. And then your Energizer lithium, this is like a combination of the two. You're going to get middle brightness, so it's not going to be as dim as the alkaline, not as bright as nickel metal hydride, but your runtime is going to be the best. I actually got, I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes, and it still had some usable light coming out of it. That light is going to fade slowly over time, so you will know. Whereas with the nickel metal hydride, your light's going to go from really, really bright to nothing in like a minute. So that is something to note as well. So I prefer, now for me, walking around on a daily basis carrying this, I carry a nickel metal hydride because I know I'm only going to use this a couple minutes a day. I can throw it on the charger whenever I want, and I prefer that extra brightness. But if I were going to keep this in my car, or put it in a bug out bag or a survival kit or whatever, I would use the lithium primary. Why? Because number one, they stay good for a long time. These things are good for like 10-15 years, and they don't lose hardly anything when it comes to their charge. But the other thing is that the lithium primaries have the best reaction to cold weather. So if you are in the middle of winter or whatever, those lithium primaries are good down to like -20 Fahrenheit. It's really an impressive temperature range, whereas your alkalines pretty much won't work at that temperature. So this thing's a really cool flashlight. It's got the 3 modes plus the strobe. I never showed you how to get to the strobe. You basically go through the cycle through the modes a couple times, and strobe is failing me now. Well, there we go. Takes a little trick, getting the timing right to get it to turn on. But overall, guys, I think for the price, This thing is just really fantastic. It's got good build quality. It's got a nice good LED in there. Good glass, good threading, good everything. Nice little lanyard hole, even though it doesn't come with a lanyard. But overall, guys, really super happy with it. So in the end, you know, is it as good as the ThruNet TI3? I don't know. You know, I don't know if it really is. The TI3 has a little bit better runtime, but you're also paying more for it. So when it comes down to it, in the price, I think this is the best, brightest pen light you can get at its price. If you want to get better, you got to go up in price. And for me, that's what I always look for, and what I like in gear is when you find a gear that's a good value, that's best in its price. And when it comes down to it, you want to compare $20 flashlights, you know, we can compare 20, but at 13, there's not a ton of competition, and most of it's pretty hokey stuff, and most of it's 60, 80, 90 lumens, nowhere even close to this. So this thing is quite the winner, and I think the Bronte is going to do really well in the market, especially if they can put things out of this quality for this price. And we'll show you, we'll pull this off real quick. As you can see, threads are very smooth. Very smooth. They came lubricated, which is awesome. The driver looks really nice in there. Everything looks really good, really crisp, really clean. Everything's machined well. Just what else can you ask for? You know, it's just a fantastic light for the money. So hope you guys enjoyed, and take a look in the description, and I will be posting a link to my budgetlightforum.com review once that's available.